Welcome crafters, it's time to start thinking about Valentine's Day crafting. I have 5 beautiful and distinctive Valentine's Day wreaths. Each one is made using different materials and different techniques. Let me show you how to make them. For today's Valentine's Day wreath, you're going to need one of the heart-shaped wreath forms that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. And this measures approximately 13 inches across at the widest part here and about 13 inches from the tip to the bottom. You're also going to need several rolls of Dollar Tree mesh, some in their light pink and some in white. Each of these rolls measures 6 inches at 5 yards. I'll let you know how many rolls you're going to need at the end. And then you're also going to need some pipe cleaners cut in half. I have 1 roll of white and 1 roll of pink out. And now I'm going to scrunch the ends and bring them together. Today we're going to do my mini bubble or mini poof method. And this is just an adjustment to your standard bubble method. So you pull them together, get them nice and snug, and give a couple twists. And it's best if you keep the colors side by side. And then we're going to attach it here to one of the crossbars. Give it a couple twists, and then I like to push the ends to the back. I pull them through those pipe cleaners again. This is going to help double secure it, and those ends are going to stay in the back. And then twist it down, give it a couple more twists. I pull my pipe cleaners together, and then those I will push forward. And I usually leave about a ½ an inch here, so trim off any excess. Okay, so I don't want my poofs or my bubbles to be very big. So I'm going to measure here at about 6 inches. Pinch. I think that's still going to be too big. Let's do it this way. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be about 4 inches. And then wrap your pipe cleaner around. Give a twist or two. Now we started here on the bar, on the crossbar. So now I'm going to add one between the middle bar and the outer bar. Measure again at about 4 inches. Pinch. Now you can go and measure several before you attach. I usually like to do a few and then I go back and attach them. Just makes things go by a little bit faster. For your convenience, in the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials used in today's project. This list will not only tell you how much you're going to need, it will also let you know where I purchased the materials. Okay, so I have several poofs ready to go. Okay, so I have 1 poof. It's attached here at the crossbar, and then I attach the next one to these 2 bars. Push that up. And now I'm going to attach one here from the center bar to the inner bar. And now my next one will be the center and outer bar. And you just keep alternating back and forth as you move your way around the wreath form. I really do like using this method when using Dollar Tree mesh because you don't have to cut the mesh. Now I like it whether I use my standard bubble method or this mini bubble method. I like both of them. They give a different texture but a nice, smooth, and no fray base. It was funny, I went back and looked at my older videos thinking I had done several using this method and I only found one. So I thought it was time to do this method again and share it with you. Okay, so I'm about 2/3 of the way done attaching my deco mesh to my wreath form. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about placement. Now down here at the bottom, this is the section that I started with. So I did, on this side, I did 5 bundles, 2 on the inner and 3 on the outer. I attached one here at the point so that I could accentuate that a little bit more. And then I repeated this on the other side, 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and I did just alternate. In the straight section, all you need to do is alternate between the outer 2 bars and the inner 2 bars. I placed 11 here, 11 here. In the curve section here, I added about 25 bundles. And once you're working on the curve, you want to place 1 on the outside, 1 on the inside, and then go to the outside. The first couple you'll do the same, and then you're going to do 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside, 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside. As soon as you hit that curve, all the way until you hit the crossbar. Here you're going to do the same thing you did down there. You'll do 2 here on the top, 3 on the bottom, and 1 right here on the point. That's going to accentuate this point. And then just repeat again on this side. Once you get into the curve again, you're going to do 2 on the outside to every 1 and just alternate 2, 1, 2, 1 until you get all the way down. Now I have to finish this and then I have the straight part. So 2 more rolls, 1 white and 1 pink should finish. So that'll be a total of 3 white and 3 pink to do the base. Now you can see why I call this my mini bubble method, because it's very small bubbles and you're putting several in there. And I love that I'm doing the 2 colors because you get a really organic mix, and you can see how smooth and clean that mesh is, even though it is Dollar Tree mesh. One of my favorite methods for using Dollar Tree mesh. I have my base complete and I'm really happy with the mix of the pink and the white. Now you just want to go through, just kind of separate the 2 so you do get to see both colors. And I don't really open them up, I just pull them apart so that I can see both the white and the pink. And as you pull them apart, especially in this area and this area, do your best to get it to keep the shape of a heart. So I'm very pleased with that. Now we're going to work on the sign. Now this little cutie is what I've chosen to go on our wreath today. This actually is a garden stake that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. This is brand new for 2025. They do have 3 different ones to choose from. They have this one, they have an adorable little puppy, and they also have an envelope that has a bunch of hearts coming out of it. Any of those will work. Here on the back I did cut off the garden stake part, and I used my bolt cutters to do that. And then I just fed a piece of floral wire underneath and attached it. And here at the top they do have a little loop. It makes it easy for you to attach another piece. So I'll be attaching this to my wreath form in 2 places with floral wire. Now it's up to you to decide where you would like to place your little cherub here. I think he's so cute. You could go over to the side like that and then put your other embellishments around here. But I think I'm going to put him in the middle, slightly angled. So I'm thinking something like that. And then to get him attached, you just take that floral wire, you separate your deco mesh until you can get to the wire frame. Then you can attach it anywhere on that wire frame that you need to get that sign to sit the way you want. I have my Cupid on nice and secure. You want to make sure to trim and tuck those ends. You don't want anything sharp on the back of your wreath. And now I do have one of these bouquets that I picked up at Dollar Tree. It's just called a bouquet of roses for $1.25. I pulled out the dark pink and the light pink, but I think I'm going to go with the light pink and not use this one. So I've just cut it down so I have the leaves and a couple roses. And I kind of want to put these a little bit around my cherub here. Maybe one there, maybe one up here. Let's see, this one with the greenery. So I just kind of play with my placement. First of all, see if I do like it. Definitely don't need a stem that long. Okay. And then I do have some leaves. I'm thinking maybe put the leaf and the rose. So just play around. Choose the color that you like the best. I like that very much. Okay, so now I'm going to work on getting these glued in. And I don't need a really long stem because I'm going to nestle it into the deco mesh. If you have a glue skillet, you can use that, or you can just add some with your glue gun. And then when you place it, just make sure you do get into that deco mesh so that you get good adhesion. I have my roses in. I'm happy with their placement. I think he looks so cute. And now I pulled down a package here of the pink heart picks. These come in either pink or red. You can choose whichever color you want. And then to help bring out this red in his heart, I also have some table scatter in red. So you can mix it up. You can either get this in pink and get this in red, do both in red, whatever you can find in your store and whatever you like. And then on these, I'm going to cut them down. I only need a small stem. Play with my placement and then glue them in. Just add a little bit of glue to the stem there. And then nestle it into the mesh. I like that because they can kind of stick out a little bit. And then on these guys, I'm just going to glue them right on the top of the mesh. You can nestle them in just a little bit, but you want to make sure that they're going to get good contact. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of my hearts. And here you go. I have all of my little foam hearts attached. I love how this came out. I think the little red and pink foam hearts were the perfect final addition for this beautiful Be My Valentine wreath. For our swag today, you're going to need a 5-gallon paint stick. You can usually go up into a paint department either in Lowe's or Home Depot and ask for one. And usually they'll give you one for free. Otherwise, they usually sell them in packs of 2 or 4 for a couple dollars. I like this one. It doesn't have all the name brands on it. I did purchase it. It has a little bit of white printing of a ruler on this side and nothing on the other. If you happen to get one that has lots of printing, you can always just paint it white so that you don't see any of that. Any printing that I have here is going to be facing up so that my back is nice and plain. And then you're going to need some pipe cleaners. And we're going to start by attaching our pipe cleaners. So I want to put one about a ½ inch from either end and then one in the center. Then we're going to be placing 2 more in between each of those. Okay, and then to get these attached, just wrap it around, pull it up so that it's nice and even. Get it snug and give a couple twists. I have 7 pipe cleaners attached down the center. Now at each point that I have a pipe cleaner, I'm going to add 2 more. But these I'm going to pull to either side. So at each place that you have a pipe cleaner, you want to attach one facing in this direction and attach one facing in this direction. I usually put one on the bottom and one on the top of the one in the center. And once I have that down, I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue because I don't want those to slide. Once all of your pipe cleaners are attached, this is what your paint stick should look like. You have one coming up in the center and then one on either side. Once you have all of these attached, you want to go back and add one more additional. Create a loop and tie it on where the paint stick comes together. This is what we're going to use to hang our swag once it's complete. You'll also need some deco mesh from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using 2 rolls of white, pink, and red. Each roll measures 6 inches at 5 yards. If you don't like working with Dollar Tree mesh, you can also get 5.5 inch mesh from either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. If you choose to go that route, you will only need 1 roll of each, as their rolls are 10 yards long. Okay, let's start adding our mesh. I have 1 roll of each color laid out. So you want to pull all the ends together, and then where you pinch, you want to measure out 12 inches. You're going to pinch again, and then you're going to bring the 2 pinches together. Okay, those little ends are going to be in the back, and you want them facing down. And then this first one we're going to put in the center in the very first pipe cleaner here at the top. Pull nice and snug and give a twist or 2. And then just kind of open up your poofs. Now we're going to go right down the center. We're going to measure at 12 inches and attach at each pipe cleaner. You want to start to measure from where you attached it, pull out to 12, pinch, go to the next pipe cleaner in the center and add it. Okay, here at the end I'm going to measure again at 12 inches, pinch, twist it around, and then attach it back into the final pipe cleaner at the end. Okay, once you do that, you're ready to move to the side. Now you can go to whichever side you want to. You're going to continue to measure at 12 inches, pinch, and then put it in that pipe cleaner on whichever side you choose. Continue to measure as you work your way down this side. Then you're going to hop over to the other side and work your way up. I have all my mesh attached. The next thing you want to do is just go through and pull apart those 3 poofs. You want to make sure that you're able to see the red, the pink, and the white. This will make your base look nice and thick and give you a good color combination. I picked out these 2 rolls of ribbon that I did get from Dollar Tree. They're both out of the Valentine's Day section for 2025. 2.5 inches at 3 yards. I have 2 rolls of this ribbon and 1 roll of this. You want to cut all of your ribbon into strips at 10 inches. And what I like to do when I need to cut a lot is I'll measure out 1 at 10 inches, fold it, and then I just continue to fold my ribbon over itself. And just find the center. And in 2 cuts, you've got the whole roll cut. I have my ribbon cut into strips at 10 inches and now I'm dovetailing the ends. And again, if you have a nice sharp pair of scissors, you can do multiple at a time, which is a great time saver. Just make sure you get everything nice and even. All those ribbon, 1 cut, and nice and clean. Now, if you're interested in these scissors, they are in my Amazon associate shop. They are not very expensive, but they are well worth it. They are tailor shears, and they work fantastic. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and start adding my ribbon. And every other spot that I add, I'm going to add 2, and then in between I'm just going to add 1. Okay, so I'm going to start here with this pipe cleaner and I'm going to do 2. Just pinch in the center, put them side by side. Add it into that pipe cleaner. Trim it, leave about a 1/2 inch, and then push the ends back. I'm going to go to the next pipe cleaner. I'm going to work my way down the center here. And on that one, I'm just going to add a single ribbon. I have all my ribbon in and my base is fluffed out. I'm very happy with that result. Now we're going to start adding our embellishments, and I'm going to start with the largest embellishment that I have. And they are these red glitter hearts that you can pick up at Dollar Tree for $1.25. Now I'm going to remove the hanger here. You do not want to pull it out. It will leave a big white hole if you do. So just take your scissors, get as close as you can, and snip. And to get these attached, you're going to need some red floral wire. I picked this up from Dollar Tree. Cut yourself 2 nice long pieces about 12 inches long. Okay, now you need to be careful when you put your floral wire on. You don't want to pull too tight because you can cut through the foam. And I want to attach one here at the bottom near the point and one here at the top near the indentation. So just pull it together snugly, give a couple twists. Just make sure that you leave those wires long enough that you can get your heart attached to your wreath form. Okay, so I have some wires here and some wires here. And it blends right in the front so you can't even see them. Now I have 5 of these hearts. I'm going to start here at the top and play with your placement. I'm going to stick them in kind of like this. I want them sticking out. And then as I add my other ones, I'm going to go from side to side and slightly come down. So that one will go about there. Another one over here. And I'm just kind of trying to sneak it in a little bit. And then I'm just going to go side to side as I work my way down. I have all of my hearts in and I'm really happy. I think they look very pretty. Once you get them wired on, and I attached most of them here to the board. Some I did attach here to where my pipe cleaners are attached. But wherever I attached it here on the board, I made sure to add a daub of hot glue over those ends. I want to make sure that they stay smooth and that there's nothing sharp on the back. Just kind of push over your mesh, make sure it's filling up both sides and not rolling to the back. And I think that looks really pretty. And now we're going to add these really pretty picks. I originally pulled out red, but I decided I already have enough red. I want to accent some pink. So I have 2 here with the solid heart and 3 with the open. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one, and I want this one to kind of stick out here at the top. I want it to come out a little bit, but I don't need my stem to be that long, so I'm going to trim it down. I like that. Just a little bit shorter. And then to get this attached, I'm going to add some hot glue and then make sure I get it nestled nicely inside the deco mesh. Just like I did with the red hearts, with my pink hearts, I'm going to alternate from side to side and work my way down. The next one I'm going to do an open heart. I have all of my pink hearts attached and I really like it. I like the mix of the pink and red. Very, very pretty. And as you can see, I did go in and add just a handful of those small red glitter hearts. I think they added just a little bit of something special, and I just put them on where the white mesh shows so that they really stand out. They come in a package. Sometimes they're marked glittered heart, sometimes they're marked table scatter. But I absolutely love the end result of my Valentine's Day swag. It's just bursting with love. To get started on today's wreath, you're going to need a 14-inch wire wreath form. This happens to be gold, but you can use whatever color you can find. You're also going to need some pipe cleaners cut in half. And then you're also going to need some mesh from Dollar Tree. Now this is their snow covered mesh. This is more of a tulle type mesh with fake snow on it, and I really like it. The fake snow adds a lot of texture and density to the tulle, and it works very well, and you get absolutely no fraying when you do a cut method, so I really like using this. You're going to need 3 rolls of their pink, and this is the dark pink. And this is 6 inches at 3 yards, so these rolls are a little bit smaller. That's why you're going to need 3. And then the white and the hot pink mesh, this is their decorative mesh. This comes out of their everyday box, and you can tell that because it's marked Floral Garden, and they are vacuum sealed. This is the better mesh that Dollar Tree carries. So you will need 2 rolls of the hot pink, and these are 6 inches at 5 yards. And then you'll need 4 to 5 rolls of the white, which is 6 inches at 5 yards. Now you're going to want to cut your mesh, all of it, into strips at 6 inches. We're going to be doing the curl method today. I have my mesh cut into strips at 6 inches, and I prefer to use a rotary cutter, and I use the one that you can pick up at Dollar Tree for $1.25. This works very well. We're going to be making 2 different bundles. So the first one will be 2 white and 1 hot pink. So you just want to start on one of the ends. You want to do a decent size roll, about the size of a quarter. You should get about 3 to 4 rolls. Then wherever your seam side is, that's the side you want to put down. Now I'm going to be using my Bow Dabra. I like to use this machine when I make bundles. It holds everything for me, and it makes it much easier. I have arthritis in my hands, so using the bow makers really does help me out. So on this one, I'm going to do 1 white, the hot pink, and then another white. I have a pipe cleaner cut in half. Take that, wrap it around the center of your bundle. Pull it to the back, and the back is where all the seams are. Then pinch and twist. That's your first little bundle. For our second bundle, you're going to be doing 2 of the white and 1 of the light pink tulle with snow on it. And with this one, I'm going to put the 2 white on the bottom and the tulle on top. And again, just start at one side, do a nice large roll. So you should get about 3.5 to 4 rolls. Put the seam side down. I'm going to go ahead and make some bundles, and then I'll be right back. I have several bundles made, and I've started to attach it here to my wreath. I have one section done. Look at how pretty that looks. Now to attach these to your wreath form, you're going to be attaching them to the 2 bars here in the center. And in each section, and the section is between the 2 crossbars, you'll be placing 10 bundles, 5 of each. So you just take your pipe cleaners, you wrap them around those 2 bars in the center. You want to pull it nice and snug. Give it a good twist or 2. And then I like to pull my pipe cleaners together, and then I push them forward. This will help keep the back of your wreath looking nice and clean. And you're not going to have anything sharp on the back. So just alternate between the 2 bundles and place 10 in each section. I have my base completed and I'm very happy with the end result. I ended up only needing 2 rolls of the light pink mesh with the snow on it. I thought I was going to need 3, but it worked out that I only needed the 2. So to recap, you will need 5 rolls of white deco mesh, 2 rolls of the hot pink, and 2 rolls of the tulle type with the snow on it. I'm very happy. I think it's so pretty and it really gives you that Valentine's Day vibe. Here in the back you can see that I've attached everything to the 2 bars in the center, and by tucking your pipe cleaners forward, the back looks nice and clean, very professional. At this point I like to go through my wreath and do any type of cleanup. If I see any ends that may be fraying or something that's sticking out that's kind of funny, I just go through and clean it up. This is the best time. Okay. Now here's the sign that we're going to use today. They did come out with 2 color tones. This is the pink color tone. They also have one that's in a red color tone. So of course choose whichever one you can find or whichever one you prefer. Now to attach this, I have glued on 4 pipe cleaners on the back here. Now this sign didn't have any holes in it and I didn't want to staple through it because it's not very thick. So I went ahead with some hot glue and then I also placed some ribbon over it. It just gives you a wider area to attach that pipe cleaner. And I have it in 4 areas, so this will be nice and sturdy once I get it onto my wreath. But I really love these signs. They are brand new for 2024. We're going to work on our bow now. I pulled this ribbon out of my stash. I've had it for a little while. I picked this up from the 99-cent store. This is 2.5 inches at 3 yards. It's very comparable to the type of ribbon you get from Dollar Tree. But I loved all the conversation hearts on it and I thought it would go really well with the gumball machine. And then to accompany this, I also have this really pretty sheer pink. But then I was also thinking maybe the velvet pink. I think these 2 will go better together. So I'm going to start here with the sheer pink, and this one I did get from Dollar Tree in their Valentine's Day section. And I want my tails kind of long on this one, so I'm going to measure at about 10 inches, pinch and twist. And I'm going to measure my loops here at about 4 inches. And I'm going to do 2 loops on either side at 4 inches. And now I'm going to move to the conversational heart ribbon and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to measure my tails at about 10 inches. And then I'm going to do 2 loops on either side at 4 inches. So I have my 2 loops on either side. I've gone ahead and twisted. I want to add 1 more loop for a center loop. And this one I'm going to make relatively small, maybe only about 2 inches. And then to move back over to the other side, I'm going to come through that small dowel rod and the large dowel rod in the front. That's going to help me keep the piece of ribbon that I need on this side when I tie it together. And then I can measure out my other tail. You're also going to need a full-length pipe cleaner. Take that and slide it underneath one side till you get up next to your dowel rods. Pull it up. Push down your bow, get it nice and snug. Pull the pipe cleaners together and then I pinch so it holds your ribbon in place. Lift up. Make sure that that little piece is on the correct side. Wrap it around the front and pull it to the back. Get it nice and snug and give a twist or 2. So this little piece helps hold everything together, and that helps me with my center loop there. And then just open up your loops and spread them apart and pull down your tails. If you need to do any adjusting, you want to go right down to where it's tied and do your adjusting there. If you need to open it up or twist it, pull it, that's where you want to do it. That is approximately what your bow should look like. I'll do my final adjusting and the trimming of my tails once I get it onto the wreath. So let's get our sign attached. Now I want my sign to be slightly off center, kind of off to the side just a little bit. I want to place my bow here and the long tails down. Then I'll add a few other little items around. To attach your sign to your wreath, simply take your pipe cleaners, separate your mesh, and feed them down until you reach the wire frame in the back. You can attach it anywhere on the wire frame that you need to get your sign to sit the way you want it to. My sign is on nice and secure, it's not going to go anywhere. And now I'm going to place my bow and I want it up in the corner. And I want all of my tails to come down on this side of my sign. And to attach my bow, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take those pipe cleaners, feed it down through the deco mesh, and attach it to the wire frame in the back. I have my bow on and I'm very happy with its placement. I left the tails the length that they were and just dovetailed the ends. So I'm very pleased so far. There's one more thing I want to add throughout the wreath. And I pulled out 3 of these large glittered hearts. These come as ornaments. You can get them at Dollar Tree. They come in a couple different colors. So I have 3 of those. Then I also pulled out 3 large white glitter hearts. These, I believe, came from either Walmart or the 99-cent store. And I'm going to place those large ones first. And then I also have a handful of the table scatter. I have some in the pink and some in the red. I was going to go with the red, but then I noticed that the pink is the same pink, so I'm going to get the large ones in first and then decide whether or not I want to go with the red or the pink or a mixture. But I have 3 of the white and 3 of the glittered pink. And I always like to work with my placement, kind of see where I'm going to place them. I kind of want to nestle them in so that they're not just sitting right on top of the mesh. Kind of like that. As you can see, some of them you can still really see where the hole was, so I need to keep that in mind and maybe nestle it in with the top down, kind of like that, so you can't see it. So I just like to work with my placement, decide where I want to place my hearts. Once I get that down, I'm going to go and glue them in. And I'm going to use a combination of Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. So I'm going to get all my hearts glued in, and then I'll be back and I'll show you the finished product. And there you go, we are all done. I have all of my heart embellishments glued in, and I'm very happy with the end result. I did go with the red small hearts. I liked the contrast better. But I'm so pleased with the end result of the Love You More Sweetheart gumball wreath. For today's project, you'll need one of the heart-shaped wire wreath forms that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some ribbon. I've chosen to use some that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I have one roll of this beautiful red and white ribbon. I did pick this up from Dollar Tree, but this one I got last year. And then I have 2 rolls of this really pretty red and white check. Both of these also came from Dollar Tree, and you can get this one this year. Cut your ribbon, all of it, into strips at 6 inches and dovetail their ends. This is what your pieces should look like. I have my ribbon cut. I'm ready to start attaching it to my wreath form. So I'm going to start on the outer ring, and we're going to put the red and white check ribbon. So I just kind of fold it in half, find the center. And then you're going to feed it right around the outer ring. Just going to pull it down. Now on this one, I'm not going to do any scrunching. I'm just going to let the ribbon cover the base. And then to get that to stay, I'm just going to run a little bit of hot glue right there on the wire. Pull my ribbon back down. And then just keep adding until you get all the way around the wreath form. If you're enjoying today's content, make sure to subscribe, and when the notification bell pops up, if you hit that too, YouTube will let you know every time I upload new content. And I do upload new content to my channel every week. I have my first row done. I'm now working on my second row, and I'm going to be using this one with the little red hearts on it. Now if you run into a place where there's a bar, there's an easy way to work around that. Just kind of lay your ribbon down, see where the bar is. Take a little snip. And on the underside, that's not going to show where that snip is, cut your ribbon all the way down like that, and then you can take those 2 pieces, slip them on either side of the bar, and then glue it down. and you won't even see that little cut. And then for the corner here, like I did down here, that piece I am going to scrunch. So I just fold it in half. I pull the ends together and grab the center and then just kind of pull it down so it'll find where it wants to scrunch together. And then glue it down. Okay, I'm going to finish my second ring. I have my second ring completed, and now I'm back on the center ring, and I'm going over it again with the plaid. And I really like that. I think that looks very pretty. For your convenience, in the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials used in today's project. This list will not only tell you how much you're going to need, it will also let you know where I purchased the materials. I have my inner row complete. And now I was looking at it and I need a little bit more definition. So here on the back row, I've decided to add a little bit of small ribbon. And this I picked up from Dollar Tree on my last trip, and I really like it. I love that it says love and it has the hearts. And I like the white background with that red trim. And I've just been cutting my pieces in little 3-inch pieces that I'm just lifting up and right in between the two ribbon. Add just a little bit of hot glue right where the bar is. And then place in my short ribbon so that it'll come up right in between the two. I really like that. I think that breaks up the background and adds quite a bit. So I'm going to do that all the way around on my first row. I have added all of my ribbon and I'm very happy. I really like the addition of the smaller ribbon. That really helped to break up that solid kind of red feeling I was getting. I also attached a jute cord here at the back so that I can hang my project. Now you want to attach that at the highest point of your heart on either side. That way you'll be able to get it to hang evenly for you. But I'm very pleased. I think that looks absolutely gorgeous. So it took 1 roll of the small ribbon, 2 rolls of the check ribbon, and 1 roll of the heart ribbon. So that is very inexpensive. Now there's one more thing I want to add to bring this to the next level. And that's this beautiful kind of glittered heart. Now this has the large pieces of glitter on there. And these fit perfectly right in the middle. And I really love that. It cleans up the center, it makes it pop out, and it really sets off the rest of the ribbon. So I'm going to get that attached using some Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and some hot glue. I have my heart attached and I'm very happy with that. Now here on the back, a lot of the back of the heart showed where I put the glue and stuff, and I don't like that. So I do have some leftover ribbon, and I'm using that to cover up the back. So I just glued down 2 pieces here to cover this part. And then I've measured 2 pieces to kind of cover this part, like that on either side, and then I'll cut 1 more piece to cover that. And then you won't be able to see that. I'll know that my heart is fully attached and the back will look nice and clean. I have the back all covered up. I'm really happy with that. I think it looks much better. And look at that. Isn't that just stunning? Absolutely beautiful. What a budget-friendly craft. 6 items from Dollar Tree and you can make this beautiful heart-shaped Valentine's Day wreath. For our Valentine's Day wreath, you're going to need one of the 14-inch wire wreath forms that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. You're also going to need several rolls of their decorative mesh. This is their tulle mesh that has the fake snow on it. And these are 6-inch at 3-yard rolls. You will need 5 in the dark pink and 5 in the light pink. And you're also going to need some pipe cleaners cut in half. I have 2 rolls laid out, one of the light and one of the dark. You want to cut your mesh into strips at 6 inches. You can find a complete supply list for this project in the description box below. A new tool that you can find at Dollar Tree for $1.25. They have 3 different sizes. This is the largest at 60 millimeters. Fantastic. Cuts through that mesh like butter. I have my mesh cut and my pipe cleaners cut in half. Now I'm going to be using my bow dabber here. This is a bow maker, but I like to use this one to hold my bundles. It just makes it much easier for me. Now as I cut and stacked my mesh, I have every other one. So I have light pink, dark pink, light pink, dark pink. And that's perfect. So I can just pull from the top and add. And then we're going to do the standard ruffle. You lay your piece down, start in the center, scrunch right across the center. So it comes out like a little bow tie. We're going to be adding 3 pieces to each bundle. So on this one, I'll have light pink, dark pink, and then light pink. And then on the next one, it'll come out dark pink, light pink, and dark pink. Now I really like working with this mesh because it does not fray at all with cut methods. And when I use the standard ruffle with it, it gives it such a light, fluffy, and delicate look to it. Pull everything down, squeeze nice and tight, and twist. And that is what your bundle looks like. Isn't that beautiful? So soft and fluffy. And then just by pulling right off the top, the next one will have the opposite mix. As you can see, this one has the 2 darker pink and this one has the 2 lighter pink. But once you bring them together, they're going to complement perfectly, and it's going to make an absolutely gorgeous base for this Valentine's Day wreath. I'm starting to get my bundles attached. Look at how pretty that base is. It's so light, fluffy, and soft. Perfect. Here on the back, you can see how I've been attaching it. So I start off by attaching it to the 2 bars here in the center. I do 2 bundles, and then I put 1 bundle here on the 2 bars on the inner side. I want this to be nice and wide and fluffy, so I have plenty of areas to attach my bear once I get him on in the center. As you can see here, I've added 2 bundles to the 2 bars in the center and 1 bundle to the 2 bars on the inner part of the ring. So now I'm going to go back to those 2 bars in the center. Just wrap your pipe cleaners around both of them. pull nice and snug and give a couple twists. And then I like to pull my pipe cleaners together and push them forward and slide my bundle over. This helps keep the back of your wreath looking nice and clean and professional. You will not be able to see the ends of those pipe cleaners from the front because the mesh is going to fill it all in. Okay, so I have 2 bundles there on the 2 bars in the center. So now I'm going to move down to the 2 bars on the inner part of the ring. Again, just wrap it around both of those, pull nice and snug, and give a twist. Now in each section, you're going to place approximately 9 bundles per section. And here you go, our base is complete. Look at how beautiful that looks. I love the mix of the light and darker pink. I like this tool that has the snow covered on it. Look at that beautiful texture. It's so light and fluffy. Valentine's Day is in the winter, so this is perfect. Now here on the back, you can see that I attached it on the 2 bars in the center, and then 1 on the 2 bars closest to the center of the wreath. And then I just repeat that 3 times, so I have a total of 9 bundles in each section. And look at how thick and full that is. Absolutely gorgeous. Now the first thing I want to put on are the lights, and I found these rose string lights, and they match the rose bear very well, and these light up. So I did take them out. I put in some batteries. But look at how pretty they are. Now it says here that the length of the string lights is 12 feet, but the total length is 13. So they give you a little bit of extra footage there to hide your battery pack. But this is the first thing that I want to get onto my wreath, and then I can place my other embellishments. Okay, so we're going to get these guys attached first. And I have a few little pieces here of pipe cleaner. I cut it down. This is 1/4 of a stem. And I want to make sure as I place them that I hide the cord. So I'm just going to open up my mesh, push the cord down, kind of hold the head where I want it. Okay, and this is the first place that I'm going to tie it down. Just wrap a piece of pipe cleaner, give it a twist or 2, and then take that and attach it to the wire frame. You can attach it anywhere on the wire frame. You only need to attach it to a single wire. You just don't want your string of lights to come out if, you know, it gets a little windy, or if you have it on a door that gets opened and closed a lot. Now this string of lights is, it says on the packaging, it is for indoor use only. So if you're going to add these lights, you need to keep the wreath inside. And then just kind of move over to the next area where you want your next rose. Just kind of hide the wire. Enjoying today's content and want to see more? Make sure to hit that subscribe button. When the notification bell pops up, if you hit that too, YouTube should let you know every time I upload new content. Okay, and then after a few roses, go ahead and tack it down again. I have all my lights on, and 1 strand was plenty for this wreath. I just attached the battery pack here with pipe cleaners to the back of the wreath. That way it'll be easy if those lights ever die and I need to replace them. I can easily remove them, and I can easily open this up to change the batteries. But I'm very happy with that. Now this is the inspiration for my rose bear Valentine's Day wreath. I found it at Dollar Tree in their plus section. It comes in a plastic bag. It has a cute little card here. You can easily remove the price tag and write to and from inside. But I thought he was so adorable that I wanted to put him on a wreath. Now they do come in a couple different colors, light pink, red, and I think there's a dark pink as well. Now our little bear here is pretty darn cute just the way he is, but I really want to put some eyes on him. Now off of Amazon I purchased a bag of all the different sizes of these little button eyes. And so I pulled out a size that I like. If you're interested in the eyes, there's a link in my Amazon associate shop under craft supplies. So if you look at the front of the bear, they actually give you a few little spots that are just perfect to put in some eyes. So I always like to, you know, find my placement first. But see, I think that looks so much better with just those little eyes. And these are actually made to go through fabric or something like that, but I'm going to hot glue them in. So I'm glad they have the little screw there. Oh, doesn't he look cute? Now I also want to add one of these ornaments. They have a couple different ones to choose from, but Forever Together, I really like this one. So I've already taken one off of the hanger. And I'm going to glue that right in the front so it looks like my little bear here is holding it. I think that's so cute and the colors go perfect. And to get this attached, I'm going to be using my hot glue and Aleene's Original Tacky Glue. Okay, let's get our rose bear attached. And I think he is so adorable. I did go back and add a little heart sticker upside down to give him a nose. I think he's so adorable now. And I want to fit him right in the center, kind of pull the center down because he's going to fit in there nice and snug. Very cute. Okay, and you just want to push him down, make sure that everything is still lying flat. And see, he will hang in there pretty well. And go to the back and see, maybe push forward some of your mesh there. You want to make sure he stays flat enough that you can hang it flat on the door. And to get him attached, I'm going to simply hot glue him into place because he's already there pretty snugly. Go into the areas where he meets the mesh and add some hot glue. Okay, so my bear's nice and secure. Now I'm going to add my final embellishments. I have some of the glitter hearts or table scatter. I'm going to use that. And I have 2 stems of this. It's just called a heart bush in white. And I'm just going to be using the hearts there. I'm going to cut it right below. So I'm going to get all my hearts ready. And to get my hearts on, I'm just going to be hot gluing these on. Wherever you find your spot, just kind of open it up a little bit so you can nestle the heart in. Make sure that it gets good contact. The white and the red hearts, I think they accent the pink background perfectly. I have all of my embellishments on, and I really like the contrast between the white and red hearts against that pink background. The little bear is the perfect center focal point on this wreath. Together Forever, I love that sign. I think it goes perfectly with this wreath. And to get this turned on, just flip it over and flip the switch on your battery pack there. And it lights up perfectly. Look at how pretty those roses are when they're lit up. Such a gorgeous Rose Bear Valentine's Day wreath. I hope you enjoyed the 5 tutorials on Valentine's Day wreaths. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, please leave me a heart emoji in the comment section below. And also let me know which wreath was your favorite. Thanks so much for stopping by. You know your visits are always appreciated. Have a great day, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.